How are we all again? Race 12 now of our season. Only 2 more to go after this one. So it's all boiling down to these last few races for some leagues. But before we go any further, do the normal thing, just check my audio levels. Yeah, there we go, all's good. So my daughter said that my track guide of Goodwood was boring. Especially the bit where I did the tour guide after the track guide, but hey, apologies if you did find it boring in that last one. Right then, so reverse grid for race 12, Pro 2. Here at St. Croix. St. Croix is actually a real place, but they don't, and all they have at St. Croix racetrack wise is an oval. It's a place for oval racing. And it's actually in Canada, not France, although it's got the French flag on the maps. But anyway, here we go. So, in reverse order from the last race, we have in pole position in his Subaru Blackie here on first place. We have Sayrex in his GTR second. Zafiro in his Subaru third, the Hammer Games in his Subaru fourth, lots of Subarus. Jason in his GTR, lots of GTRs, is here in fifth place. McDaddy in his Puma, he's got a nice livery on that I just said McDaddy in his Puma. McDaddy in his Audi, sponsored by Puma, here in sixth place. Owlhead in his Jag in seventh. Craig back here in 8th. When are you going to get a win, Craig? In 8th. TC Idol back here in 9th in his fantastic livery. It's an absolutely beautiful livery on that car. Beserker-Boy in his destroyed Alpha here in 10th. Total Rose here in BMW in 11th. Scrap Drifter is back here in 12th. And Woody, because I'm not sure what happened, whether he disconnected or what, for whatever reason, is going to have to start at the back of the pack here in 13th. So I know there's a bit of to and fro in throughout this race. It's going to be difficult to keep an eye on everything, but we'll try and get you through the gist of stuff as we go through. So where's the lights? There we go. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights. And we're off. Mark gets a great start in the Subaru, but so Sayrex has bogged down quite a bit. So Hammer Games is trying to cut through underneath here from... He's got past Sayrex, it's 3 wide going into turn 1. Oh, they're leaning on each other. It just pushes Zafiro wide. Hammer's eased off to let Zafiro get the place back. I'm not sure Zafiro realised that was happening, but oh, Jason's gone far too deep there. And it's just caused a big bundle. Someone's gone backwards back here. I think it was that Scrap Drifter pointing backwards. It's a bit of a bum fight into turn 1. Everyone's sort of tiptoeing around each other, trying to get out of the way. Oh yes! Oh, it's chaos back here. Oh, and TC Idol pushes Scrap Drifter the right way round again. That was nice of him. He's only the league leader. He doesn't need any help at all, TC. You should have given him another whack to make sure he's damaged. But there you go. So anyway, Scrap Drifter's off to a poor start. McDaddy's back here in 11th. Beserker-Boy's fighting there with Woody. Woody's got up from last place. Oh, Total Rose has gone very... Oh, what's going on here? What on earth was going on here? What on earth was that about? Why did Aaron, first of all, not turn in? What's going on here, Aaron? Why did you not turn in at all? Tippy-toeing around, and McDaddy's just got it completely and horribly wrong. That was a oh, and he's pointed the wrong way for good measure. Oh, that is quality torpedoing there from McDaddy. Gets it completely wrong, wipes out Aaron, smashes his nose, faces the wrong way. Oh, it's gone horribly wrong for McDaddy. And then now he's facing towards the barrier, even further wrong. Oh, McDaddy. In the meantime, Blackie is cruising away in his Subaru, up here in first place. The headlights are first place for Blackie. Underperformed this season, it has to be said. He's now out in first place. Sayrex has got up to second place. Craig is now third. Zafiro's fourth. This camera angle's not really showing it. So Zafiro's fourth. Let's go on board with Zafiro here. Woody in his Audi, which is going to be strong at this circuit, is fifth. Beserker-Boy has now been harassed by the Hammer Games there in sixth place. see what else happens going through this tight little section, coming down towards the bridge. Yeah, we're all streaming through now, a few gaps appearing. Scrap Drifter's already got back up to 9th place. He's pulled out a lead from TC Idol, and Aaron's drifted so far back. Jason's gone all the way, has drifted to the back, and so's McDaddy. So we'll carry on with the lead group, coming across, streaming across the bridge. Line astern is Blackie. That's a glorious shot. I do like that shot. He's been harassed by Sayrex. Sayrex trying to outbrake the Subaru. It's going to be tough to do because that Subaru is one of the best cars for braking. Everyone's through that nasty little turn, and then we're coming up to this hairpin, just going past all the lilac flowers there by the riverside or the lakeside. Oh, great line there from Blackie, and this line astern coming down this start-finish straight. Oh, this is great camera work here. It looks like Craig has got a run here. Craig has not won a race. He's not run a race. He's up to 3rd. Here we are on board with the Jag driver in 3rd place. He's got a nice slipstream here on Sayrex coming into this real sharp right-hand turn at the end of the very long straight. All of the cars are bunching up now. Here we go. Just now, Zafiro with a real battered-in rear end on that Subaru's got a nice inside line here on Craig. Craig's trying to find a way past. Oh, what's going on here? Lots of bumping and barging here from Craig, Zafiro and Woody. Beserker-Boy's desperately trying to hang on to the tails of these guys in front. And he's picked up a penalty. So I'm not really sure where I picked that penalty up, to be honest. But tried to scrub it off as best I could. In the meantime, I know that Scrap Drifter gets me because I let him go past as I scrubbed the penalty off there. Someone's gone wide, so Craig's gone wide. Craig, he's done it again. Did Craig get tapped wide then? Or was that of his own volition? Let's have a look. This is the oh, no, he gets bumped. Oh dear, so someone bumped him. Oh, and so, oh, it's all happening at this turn. Right, first of all, let's go to Sayrex. Sayrex goes off. He's struggling here. Coming up to the top of the hill, hits this apex, it leaves it too shallow, so Sayrex is off from that. I think Craig got bumped and he's going to get really hammered as well. Or is it Woody or is it Zafiro that bumps him? It's Woody. Woody bumps him. Oh dear, disaster for Craig because he's going to smash that barrier there. Manages to avoid any damage, which just allows Beserker to now fighting with not only Scrap Drifter, but Sayrex is Beserker's got up to 4th place. He's got tailpipes of the Audi in front, but you'll soon see that the Alpha has just been destroyed of any kind of power. Is easily overtaken there in like one straight from Sayrex, who squeezes Beserker on the inside. But there's one thing the Alpha can still do relatively well, and that's brake late. So Sayrex hits the barrier wide, so Beserker's now up to 3rd place. There's a right bum fight going on here. Who do we keep an eye on? On board with the Hammer Games, watching this group up ahead. Woody's just dropped off the pace a little bit. So now we go up to this group here. We've got Scrap Drifter, Beserker, Craig, all fighting for position. Airhead's dived up the inside, torpedoed Scrap Drifter beautifully there and smashes the barrier as well. That was late braking from Airhead there, who's nearly took out Scrap Drifter. How Scrap Drifter... It's fair play to Scrap Drifter. How did he manage to let's go back up to Scrap. How did he manage to survive that? Oh, and Hammer Games have got a big penalty there. Here we come. Here comes Scrap Drifter. It's got the outside line on. Oh, so he gets bumped by Craig and he gets hit by a help. He manages to hold it well. Good driving there, but Scrap. The Hammer Games, goodness me, no respect for the league champion here. He's been hit 3 times by everyone. Hammer Games smashes him. I think Hammer might get a penalty, not only for hitting Craig off, but that shortcut as well. It looks like he's just got a penalty there for the shortcut. So, no respect for the league leader. He's getting hammered all over the place. So... In the meantime, right, so Zafiro's now got in front of. What happened here? How did Zafiro get in front? Oh, here we go. We won't go back too fast. So Zafiro's got a nice run on Blackie coming into turn 2. Or turn 3, because the first turns are kind of like kink. Gets a good run on Blackie. And we'll just forward it through a little bit to back to roughly where we were. So now Zafiro's out in front in the Subaru with Mark in second place. Beserker's managed to get through in a ailing Alpha and keep that underpowered car now out into third. Scrap Drifter's up to fourth. Wood is fifth. TC Idol sixth. The Hammer Games is seventh. Craig has dropped back to eighth. He's regathered himself now. Sayerex is ninth. Total Rose has got back up to 10th. Alehead's back here in 11th after that unfortunate torpedoing of orange car. He's just dropped a place to Jason's just got up to 11th. And back here in last place is McDaddy. So, although Zafiro's got the lead, here comes Blackie over the bridge. Blackie is really quick driver. He's just not had the results go his way this season. Looks like he's going to outbrake Zaf. No, he doesn't. He manages to undercut it. In the meantime, Beserker's managed to hold that Alpha out in front of the Jag, but I don't think he's going to be able to hold it out for long because the Alpha is not great in many respects now. Since the update, it's been absolutely hammered. Slow acceleration, minimal top speed improvement, and it's just slow all over. So it looks like Blackie, here we go, down the main straight. Blackie and Zafiro streaming down the fastest part of the circuit. Hitting, what kind of speeds are they getting up to? Let's listen to the engines. 150, 51, 52, 55 before they break into the last section. And side-by-side Subaru pair, as you would expect, they're both sort of evenly matched. Scrap Drifters easily got past Beserker in the Alpha, so Beserker's dropped back to fourth. Woody in the very strong Audi is up to fifth. He's got TC Idol now on his tailpipes. Bit of a gap now between this bunch. There's a bunch of four drivers here. Oh, it's all kicking off. Craig, oh, did he give the Hammer a little push? I'm not sure. The Hammer's gone wide. Sayerex is trying to undercut Craig, forces the GTR through. Craig's having to take the long way round now. It's all going off. This is great driving. Great racing. Just see where the other boys are. Yep. So they've all kept it together. Hammer's going to drift wide though. Is Craig going to... No, Craig manages to avoid it. Woody's got some sort of penalty. Must have been into a shortcut somewhere. He's just scrubbing it off now. Zafiro's got a poor run. So Scrap Drifter's gone up to second place. He's got the lead. He's got the leader in sight. So with 8 minutes gone, I'm desperately in need of a drink. We'll just carry on with these two boys up front. Or just try and get another drink. There we go. Also, I just checked my audio again one more time. There we go. Yep, it's all good. So, Scrap Drift, as you can see there. Oh, Mark gets it sideways. Gets it sideways. Is he going to is Beserker going to have enough power in that lawnmower to get past Blackie? They're side by side for second place. Beserker's going to have to try and go the long way round, but I don't think it's going to work. Gets it very late there on the apex. Holding it, but no, Blackie with the four-wheel drive Subaru's going to pull away. As you can see, all the cars now catching up to the tail end of the Alpha here, with Zafiro up to the back end of Beserker's Alpha. He's now got TC Idol all over the back of him as well. But unfortunately for this league, the league leader, Scrap Drifter, has made his way through the field. He's now got clean air in front of him and starting to pull away from the cars behind. Scrap Drifter is driving ever so well. Even despite the traffic, he's on the 3:44.5 as his last lap time. Oh, gets it a little bit wrong there coming up to the bridge. So let's go through the field as we are. Also, just do that one thing I did the other time, the live time, and just see where everyone is on the track map. As you can see, most of the field is still just coming over the bridge, so they're all still close together. So Scrap Drifter now is in first place, with Blackie is in second. Beserker-Boy still somehow holding on to third. Zafiro's in 4th, got Beserker-Boy right in his sights. TC Idol's up to 5th. Woody's just dropped off this group just a little bit here in 6th place. Craig's got back to 7th. Totaros has got up to 8th. The Hammer Games has dropped back to 9th. Sayrex has dropped back to 10th. McDaddy's fallen back to 11th. Alehead's 12th. And Jason's back here in 13th place. Oh, yep, I thought he was going to bash the barrier there. So, Scrap Drifter, another race he's got out in front fairly early on. It's going to have a hard time. Oh, but there's a good bum fight going on here. TC Idol side by side with Beserker-Boy through the S's. This is the one place in the circuit where the Alpha actually felt like an Alpha. It seemed to go through this set of corners very well as Beserker's trying to go up the inside there of TC Idol. Nope, it's not going to make it there. And he's now going to try and go around the outside of TC or undercut him. Berserker's desperately trying to get the Alpha through a gap. He's trying to make one happen. TC Idol's gone agricultural to try and defend him, but Beserker-Boy is still fighting. Still hasn't managed to do it, but I think he's got the position now. Yet Berserker's back up to 3rd place. Nice driving from all the concerned. I'm not really sure where TC Idol picked up that penalty. As you can see, Beserker-Boy, normally that corner, that's an example. I'll give you a quick example of what's happened to the Alpha. The Alpha's had extra weight added onto it, so when I get to the apex of corners, you could just floor the Alpha in its stick. But watch this apex. Just drifts too wide. It won't bite in. You just can't, the extra weight is throwing it out. So anyway, Zafiro's now got the Berserker in his sights. All scrapes the wall a little bit there. TC's dropped off a little bit. Wood is now catching up to TC Idol. So on board with the Audi driver. Oh, it broke a little bit too late. Nice. No, he's missed the apex there. The sheer power of the Audi is helping him stay in touch with the guys in front. Woody's probably one of the drivers that suffers the most, I think, with the Audi. I guess he's on a wheel. Sorry, on a pad. Looks like Beserker-Boy's just gonna manage to outbrake Zafiro into turn 3. Just manages to hold it. Yep, so Zafiro's there in 4th. It's just allowed TC Idol now to just cruise up behind this group. Still in a very. The Jag is probably one of the better cars to have for this circuit. Long, flowing, fast corners. It's very suited to the Jag. Let's go on board with TC. Looking at the back end of that seat. Oh, I thought it was going to easily get past the Subaru. Can he get up underneath the Subaru into this double left part of the circuit? No, backs off. Nice driving there so far. Bit shallow in there. He's going to hit the... Oh, very, very nearly hit the kitty litter on the exit of that turn. Coming downhill, so it's all line astern at the moment. See, Berserker's missed another apex in that Alpha. It's just been thrown consistently wide when it used to be very accurate. Oh, I think Berserker got up the curb, so it's just allowed Zafiro. Yeah, Zafiro's got a lovely run on Berserker. Is now TC Idol going to get a run on Berserker as well? Berserker's trying to get the slipstream of the car in front, but he's not managed it. TC Idol's not only got Berserker, he's looking at Zafiro, but doesn't quite make it 6th. So Zafiro is into 3rd, TC Idol's 4th, Berserker's dropped back to 5th, and he's now got the Audi of Woody coming up behind. Craig's not too far behind that, and Aaron is not too far behind Craig, so there's still top 8, I'd say, are all within a shout of getting podium position still at this stage of the race. And we're just coming up to about the halfway mark as well. So let's run through the field. In 1st place, coming down the main straight, Scrap Drifter. His fastest lap is a 3:43, which I don't want to keep rubbing it in, was the times that the Alpha was doing, but there you go. Scrap Drifter miles out in front. He's got rims to match the livery of the flowers out on the side of the track. He's in 1st place. Blackie's still hanging on to 2nd place. He's doing well as a Subaru driver. Oh, and then we've got a nice fight brewing here between Zafiro. He's having a good race for him. Oh, Beserker's caught up to those cars in front as well. Zafiro here in third place. Oh, here's a little nudge there from TC Idol. TC gave him a little push, which has just allowed Beserker to nip through. Let's have a look at that from Beserker's point of view. Nearly off the circuit there. On board with Beserker now. Watches those two in front squabble over. Little nudge there from TC Idol. So he backs off, goes wide, which just allows Beserker to get the place. He's got a nice drive here with Zafiro just in front, and you can see Blackie in second before. Nice, that was a neat apex for Beserker. Gets a good run down the bottom of to the bottom of the hill. Can he get Zafiro at the last corner? No, backs out of it. Zafiro goes wide, but Zafiro backs out too much. Blackie's gone wide as well. Blackie went completely off the circuit then. So let's just go to the live chat. Yeah, Mark's just saying it's good for him to have a nice race for a change. Yeah, it's a welcome sight to see Mark up here in second place, driving ever so well in that Subaru and keeping it out in front of the pack, hassling him from up. Look at them streaming from behind. So Mark's still got a lot to stress about with all of these boys trying to catch up to second place. TC Idol, Craig's got back up to 6 after getting it wrong earlier on. So Toto Rose is now also joining the party. Zafiro's just pitted, that's why he suddenly dropped back. He's got a battered rear end of that Subaru. McDaddy's up to 9th, Alehead's 10th, Hammer Games has dropped all the way back to 11th. Here comes Jason in 12th. Sayrex has fallen all the way back to... Oh, Sayrex is pitted, so that's why he's now back in 13th place. So, time for a coffee as we watch Scrap Drifter cruise around a very empty looking St. Croix for him. Oh, Aldi coffee, budget coffee is the best. So, let's have a quick look at the live timings. Oh, I would say that, but there's a whole group of drivers. Woody's got all the way up now to third place. Where did that happen? Let's quickly go back. So Zafiro pitted, so Woody got up to 4th place. Just forward it a bit further. Oh, it's just the sheer power of the Audi got him past. Oh, we did momentarily get him past Beserker, but the one thing the Alpha still can do reasonably well is brake late as well. But he does, he's up to 4th place. Oh, TC Idol's nibbling around the outside of the Audi as well in that Jag. Can TC... Oh, Beserker! Oh, that's what's happened. Beserker gets it sideways. Oh, bit of contact there. Beserker gets it sideways again. That was a nice power slide. Let's give Beserker style points for this slide that he creates here. Power slides it round. Oh, gets sort of in the way there. Woody gives him a good bump to tell him get out of the way. And Beserker's now fallen all the way back now to 6th place from that little mistake. Craig, when are you going to win a race, Craig? He's up to 5th place in the Jag. He's looking good on tyre wear as well. TC Idol's fighting with Woody. Woody seems to be struggling through the twistier sections of the track. And all this squabbling behind Mark. Look, there's Woody, TC Idol, Craig, Beserker, Total Rose. Are all just allowing Mark to get away. Oh, Beserker's got a nice run here on TC Idol perhaps. Can Beserker... Oh, and so's Aaron. Aaron's joined the party. Let's have a look at the Alpha through this section. Yep, the Alpha's got in front of TC Idol. Oh, takes a nasty line there because the Alpha does get bumped ever so quickly. Is Aaron going to get past? Total Rose has now got past Beserker. Where's Beserker? So Aaron's already passed. Beserker back to 7th. Aaron's up to 6th place. And looking at those boys up in front as well, we've got Woody's. I think Woody would just want to concentrate on catching the tailpipes of Blackie in front, but he's just been harassed so much from all the cars around him. He's not getting a chance. You've got the hard charging Craig here coming around the hairpin. Tidy line there. It's beautifully run that power out the Jag. Coming down the main straight. Let's see the top speed. We've seen the top speed of the of the Subarus, they were going around about 150, but look at that, the Audi's already up to 155. It's going to hit 160 at this rate. Oh, 160, slight touch of 160, but there's three side by side. Craig outbrakes the Audi, almost outbrakes, and he manages to outbrake Blackie as well. What a fantastic move by Craig. He's trying to cut Blackie off, and he's just managed to do it. Let's look at that again, coming down the main straight from Craig's point of view. Gets a toe off Blackie, gets a toe off Woody, leaves the braking so late, dives up the inside, blocks off anyone trying to come up underneath the inside. Mark thinks about trying to go around the outside here. He's got a nice run, but unfortunately the corner next is left, so Craig has got the position cleanly. That was fantastic manoeuvre there from Craig. Great overtake. To outbrake a Subaru is very good. I'm not surprised you could outbrake the Audi though. That's probably one of the hard ones to stop. In the meantime, TC Idol's looking up the inside of the Audi, and he makes the move stick as well. Another little budge. Does the Audi get off? No, he doesn't. Beserker-Boy still in the background. So what's happened to Total Rose? Total Rose was in amongst all this group in the last minute ago. Oh yes. Well, here we go. So style points for Aaron for this fantastic 360 spin against the barrier. Oh, and does another 180 for the second, and hits the other barrier. Oh, glorious, Aaron. He threw away a fantastic position there. Gets it onto the right stuff. So Zafira, who's pitted, is back up to 7th. In the meantime, this is where the real bum fight's going. I can't. Oh, Blackie's ghosted out. What was that all about? Where's Blackie? So Blackie ghosted out. What went on here? Has he got a penalty or anything like that? We left the braking very late. He's gone shallow. He's going to go wide. Goes wide. Oh, and he smashes the car head on. And he hasn't got damage. I thought he might get damage for that. It's just allowed. TC Idol's now up to 3rd place. Woody and Beserker are going into the pits. So let's go on board with TC Idol, because there's Scrap Drifter coming out of the pits. He's pitted. And how far behind is Craig Maximus? Craig, has he got a chance to overtake the other fellow Jag driver? He's thinking about it. No, but Craig's got to make a pit stop at some point. TC Idol, the 3 Jags, 1, 2, 3. Told you the Jags would be strong round here. TCI's now got a run on these guys in front. So although Craig is really close to the back end of the Scrap Drifter, Craig's obviously going to have to make a pit. Well, not obviously. He's probably going to have to make a pit stop. But these guys could draft each other away from the pack and maybe take TC Idol with them. Blackie's still in 4th, he's not pitted. Zafiro's in 5th, he has pitted. So is Woody, so is Beserker. So 5, 6, 7 have pitted, as is the top driver as well. Scrap Drifter, Owlhead and the Hammer Game side by side through turn 2 or 3, whichever one you call it, but the Hammer Games is still not giving a position up. Aaron drifts wide. Is that going to allow Aaron to come through? Yep, Aaron's. Is he going to go around the outside here? Yeah, is he going to make it stick? Just about makes that stick. So let's go back up to Scrap Drift and go see where everyone is on the live timings on the map, track map. There we go. So still not, the boys really aren't too far strung out, and obviously with pit stops and everything happening at the moment, Scrap Drift has done the best time of 3:43, almost dead, and that was on his 3rd lap, lap 3. Right, just another 20. Oh goodness me, look at the time, 21 minutes. Enjoying myself so much, I didn't realise how far into the race we were. Just another coffee break there. So, with 8.5 minutes to go, Scrap Drifter, he's pitted, he's got the lead, all's well in his world at the moment. Coming down the main straight, let's see what the Jag can do in a straight line with no slipstream. 48, 50. just wouldn't quite get to 160. So the Jag's got straight line speed, it's lost a bit of weight, it's definitely a good car to be in at this point in the season. The update's been kind to the Jags, but hey ho, that's racing, can't do much about it, just got to play with the cards that you've been dealt. So anyway, Scrap Drifter's cruising now out in first place. Craig is following him. It's possible he might no stop. He's only got 8 minutes to go, so it's possible he might be no stopping. See if he comes into the pits at the end of this lap. I would have thought if he's going to pit, it would be this lap. TC and the other Jag, he's also doing really well. He's on racing super soft though. Pretty sure he's going to pit this lap. Blackie, I'm not sure. I'm guessing he's going to pit this lap as well. Woody's up to 5th. Tefero 6th. Beserker 7th. So it's all still pretty much the same. So let's see what happens with the pit stops. Is anyone coming in? Scraps carrying on. Yep, TC Idle's going into the pits. So Craig's not pitting. This is interesting. Does Craig keep going? Does Craig do a no stopper? Nice pit stop there from TC Idle, but it's put him back into 5th place, 6th place. Is Beserker going to get him as well? No, Beserker's too far behind. Too far behind. So now the pit stops look like they've all happened. Don't think anyone else is going to be pitting. So now it's going to be a race to the flag. Scrap Drifter mercilessly pumping in those fantastic lap times. Looking resplendent in that. You can see him in the dark orange Jag. Craig, the only one of the real interesting points now is Craig no stopping? He's got 6 minutes left or so. The only way he's going to win this race is if that car in front comes off, but he's just done a purple sector time. He's still putting in good laps. It looks like he's going to no stop. Why would you stop when you're doing so well? Blackie, he's now is he going to stop? His front tyres are really suffering. 6 minutes to go. If he can keep that Subaru going with that tyre wear, then that's going to be an absolutely fantastic drive by him, because you've got an Audi close behind who has pitted. Intrigue here for the rest of the race. Zefiro's got back up to 5th. He's having a great race for himself. TC Idle's in 6th. He's pitted. Beserker still managing to hang on to the coattails of the cars in front. He's in 7th place. He's just been there or thereabouts for most of this race. Ooh, the Hammer Games gets it wrong, smashes the barrier. He's been harassed here by Totoro's. As Totoro's going to go around the outside of the Hammer Games around here. Oh, he's going to be brave to do that. Manages to bring it under control to come up over the bridge. Is he in close enough? Yeah, he's definitely close enough to get a tow going across this bridge. Surely he's going to find a way past the Hammer. Hammer's going to make him go around the outside though. That Subaru's good at braking, but he lets him through. He doesn't let him through, but Aaron gets the path cleanly. So let's go back up through the field from the top. Scrap Drifter's still out in first place. We've got 4 minutes to go. Craig has probably got 2 laps to go on that set of tyres. Is he going to be brave and stay out? The same for Mark here. Blackie, he's got 4.5 minutes to go. Well, 4 minutes to go, which is going to be another 2 laps. Or is it? Or is it just going to be next one more? I'm not sure at this point. Anyway, so there's Woody. Someone was hit the grass there. TC Idle in 5th. Zefiro's got dropped back to 6th. Berserker's getting ever so closer. It's just done one of his best sector times. Best lap time Berserker's only managed to put in is a 45.7, which is 2 seconds off the pace of where he was in practice during the week. But he's still fighting. Could have another little go here at Zefiro. He's been here before. Oh, gets that last corner a bit wrong. Car drifts out wide. So Craig hasn't pitted. Mark Blackie hasn't pitted. This could be drive of the day stuff for Mark, with front tyre wear like that, managing to keep his Subaru out in front. Craig's gone racing soft, so I'm not surprised that he could probably no stop here. But for Mark to no stop and racing super softs at this late in the race, and he's still doing 45s, that's a very good drive. Woody will be closing in on him. TC Idol's close there, and Zafiro's got Beserker-Boy all over his tailpipes. In the back seat, Zafiro goes out wide, trying to get an inside line, but the Berserker can outbrake most cars. Zafiro's been very kind, giving him a lot of room as well. Fair play, Zafiro. Nice driving, mate. In the meantime, TC Idol's finally caught up to the tailpipes of the Audi here. I'm sure that the Jag, I get the feeling the Jag is a stronger car around this circuit. It's got the same sort of power, but it just seems to handle better through the technical sections. And as you can see, they're both now closing in on Mark. They're really catching up to the car in front. So just before we get to the last section, we've got 2 minutes to go. This will be the last lap. This is going to be the last lap. They're catching up to that Subaru. Mark's gamble might not pay off. On board here with Woody. Mark, so it's a minute and a half. I can't figure out yet if they're going to do another lap or not. If they have to do another lap, then Blackie will definitely be dropping places left, right and centre. He's trying to put the Subaru in the race line as much as possible, and he gets a good line there. But fortunately for Mark, because Woody's been harassed here by TC Idol, I don't think Woody can concentrate fully on trying to find a way past Mark. They're saying that, coming down to that long straight that's coming up, oh dear, gives him a little tap, manages to keep it on the track. There's 3 now coming in. This is going to be interesting. 1 minute to go. So yeah, this will be the last lap. This will be the last lap. I don't want to stick too much on what's going up in front, because I just want to see what's going on here. So Woody has got past Blackie. Oh, here we go. TC Idol's now trying to sniff a place. TC Idol side by side with the Audi as they come streaming down the long, fastest section of the race, of the racetrack. 30 seconds to go. Who's going to outbrake who? Who's going to be brave? Right, so Woody's got through. Woody's got through cleanly. Idol's got through cleanly. So Mark's dropped back to 5th place now. Last lap shenanigans. So 10 seconds to go. So we'll pick it up here, but we need to go back to Scrap Drifter. He's driven a superlative race here. He's going to get a double win on the night if he can just hold it together. Coming through I do like these left-right sections at the back end of the circuit. Just do flow ever so well. Scrap Drifter put in a 3:42.9, which I suspect would be the fastest lap. Yep, that's the fastest lap of the race. Coming around now, we've got 10 seconds to go. This is going to be the last lap. Scrap Drifter coming around to the last corner in that bright orange Jag. He's going to take the checker flag, puts the hazard lights on. Great night for the Englishman. He's going to cross the line now to finish first place. Great drive, and a fantastic drive also here by Craig Maximus Decimus Meridius. No stopping for a victory, for not quite the victory, but for second place. Woody. So let's go back and see what happened here, because all the positions have shaken up a bit. So we're back here with Beserker-Boy. Blackie's really starting to suffer with those front tyres. He's gone off the circuit. I don't think Beserker-Boy's not close enough to do anything about catching up to Blackie. Oh, I can see what's going on here. What's happened here? So TC Idol was battling with Woody. This is about 2-3 corners away from home. Gets it wrong. Hits the grass. Scrubbing up the side. He's going to lose a place too. Oh, almost takes out Blackie. Goes across the circuit. Blackie goes back up to 4th place. Beserker's going to come around the outside for 5th. Beserker ever so wide there. So that's how things happened at the end of that race. So Woody is going to pick up the last podium position as TC Idol going wide again. Woody's going to finish in 3rd place. Blackie, great drive, no stop in 4th. Beserker 5th. TC Idol 6th. Zafiro 7th. That's how close these boys were after all that racing. Aaron Total Rose coming across the line in 8th place. Hammer Games 9th. McDaddy's 10th. And Alehead, whereabouts he's coming? Oh, the last, not too far behind. He's going to finish in 11th place. I'll just pause it there just so we can just check the timings to see what the fastest lap. So the fastest lap was still a 3:42.9 set by Scrap Drifter, and there's the differences. So Scrap Drifter was 5 seconds off the 2nd place, and then there's a big gap of 13 seconds to Woodhays. Anyway, so here we go. Arrowhead's going to cross the line, coming down the start finish straight. Now takes the checkered flag. Sayrex is going to finish in style in 12, smashes the car. Jason smashes the car just for fun. What happened there, Jason? Or is he just ghosting? He's just ghosting still. Still a long way back in the circuit. Oh, he just gets it wrong when that hits the marbles, hits the green stuff, smashes the car right into where the camera was. Good work, Jason. I'm only teasing. It's not. It's good work to get it that close to the camera, right at the very end. Oh, he's done it again. He's drifted wide again. Come on, Jason, get the car round. We're all waiting for you. Nice PlayStation adverts there on the right as well. I just noticed those. Final lap. Here we go. As Jason comes around to finish the race in 13th. So there we have it. Oh, no, not finished the race. Oh, he has finished the race now. So there we have it. That's the 2 more races to go. Double win for Scrap Drifter. Going into the last week, I believe that gives him about a 20-point lead over Beserker in 2nd. Beserker's got about a 30-point lead over Craig in 3rd in the championship. So for the last week, I think Scrap Drifter basically has to have a bit of a nightmare for anything to happen. 20 points, I believe, is a bit too much for Beserker to catch up, but we shall see. We never say die. Anyway, that's it for today for Pro 2. I'm planning on hopefully doing some more replays during the weekend as well. Thank you very much. See you later. Goodbye.